All right, everyone. Welcome to the Adonis podcast. We are live on TikTok today, and I'm here with my friend who goes by Dr. Strange on TikTok. He is next to me, but his lazy ass doesn't want to get up and get in frame of the camera, so you'll be able to see me, but you'll only be able to hear him. Anyway, we're here to talk about Captain America Civil War, but from a political standpoint. Because if you keep up with Marvel, obviously you've seen Civil War, and you know that the Avengers end up fighting each other because of their political differences. So we're basically here to compare it to politics of the real world and talk about it from a political standpoint. So, Strange, how do you want to start this?
Well, first off, whose side, did you agree on?
So, me being a conservative, I side with Captain America because I feel like he's definitely a conservative. I mean, we see since his first movie, like, his whole thing is him serving his country and protecting his country and going against the government. Like, that's the main thing about conservatives and Republicans. Not necessarily Republicans, though, because recently a lot of Republicans, they are becoming more liberated. But conservatives, they're like, the whole point of being a conservative is you're supposed to conserve your shit. Like, you're supposed to conserve and protect what's yours. So your country, your freedom, your family, shit like that.
Right.
So I side with Captain America because, and also keep in mind too that in Civil War, the whole reason why they start fighting is because the government basically wants to own the Avengers and make them like the super police. Like, we tell you who to prosecute, we tell you like what to do, basically. And Captain America was like, no, we're not doing that because he knew that the government was gonna do more harm than good.
Right.
Versus if they operated on their own.
Right. Yeah. I
mean, where was the government during Age of Ultron? Where was the government when Loki attacked New York? Where was the government when all these other threats happened before the Avengers formed? Now, superhero-wise, putting the political side of it aside, superhero-wise, I prefer Iron Man. And I prefer Iron Man because he's just a cooler superhero. I always like superheroes with no powers because it presents a real challenge. So, for example, my favorite superhero of all time is Batman. And I like Batman because if you follow the Batman comics and you watch a lot of the movies and whatnot, obviously some are better than others, but the whole character of Batman is basically him improving himself and confronting things like fear, depression, self-doubt, things like that. And eventually he becomes so great that he's able to defeat bigger threats like Superman and Darkseid just because he's smarter than them. Like, I did a podcast actually a long time ago of Batman versus Superman, and me and my friend were talking about the psychology of it, and even he was saying it's like, you got Superman who's great in so many categories, but he gets outsmarted by Batman every single time because Batman has mastery of the mind. The mind's more powerful than anything. Also, Iron Man is a self-built billionaire. He built his own suit, and if you pay attention throughout the movies, he actually makes tweaks to his suit because he learns from his mistakes. For example, in Iron Man 3, he lands somewhere in a snowstorm and he gets really cold. And then if you watch Spider-Man's Homecoming, Spider-Man's suit has a heater in it.
Right.
In Civil War, Ant-Man slides between the plates or whatever to get inside Tony's suit and mess it up. So then in Infinity War, he developed the nanotech where it's a closed suit so nothing can get inside. Like, if you pay attention, you see that Iron Man learns from his mistakes. Here's another thing. In Iron Man 2, War Machine steals one of the suits and claims it for himself. By the time Iron Man 3 rolls around, there's a scene where Iron Man has all the mech suits attacking. Mm-hmm. And Rhodey says, cool, give me one. And Iron Man says, oh no, they're only coded to me. Well, he did that because he learned, like, hey, what if next time it's Hammer Tech or someone who wants to do harm and not Rhodey and whatnot? Like, he actively learns from his mistakes.
Right.
Steve Rogers, I like his character a lot. I like how he fights for his country, and I like how he's conservative and all that. However, he is only, keep in mind, before he became Captain America, he was a skinny little wimp. He
Yeah.
was short, he was skinny, he was laughed at, he got no bitches.
Yeah.
Captain America is Captain America because of the super soldier serum that basically gave him super strength and some enhanced abilities. He's basically, that's the equivalent of like a guy who goes to the gym every day versus a guy on steroids.
Yeah.
He's basically a guy on drugs. If you really think about it, Captain America is a guy on drugs. So, like, if anything, I like his character more than I like his superpower, if that makes sense.
Right. I mean, you got heart, and as you grow older, I'm like, yeah, I agree with Captain America and his thing because I don't want the government controlling shit. And yeah, then of course it's like, oh yeah, like Captain America just makes more sense. I mean, I wouldn't want to be regulated by anybody. So.
And it's crazy too because, watching the Iron Man movies, you would think that he would be more conservative. It's like in the first Iron Man movie, there was a whole argument about how whoever Iron Man was, because we didn't find out it was Iron Man until the end of the movie. People were saying, like, whoever's flying around this Iron Man suit, that's an unauthorized spacecraft. It's illegal. Like, you and I cannot just build something and fly in it, or get in a helicopter or plane or whatever and fly in it. Like, you need licenses. Like, there's a whole process to it.
Yeah.
So technically, what Iron Man's doing is illegal. Technically, every superhero is a vigilante to some extent. Because they are basically interfering with the government and whatnot. Every time there's a fight... First of all, let me point this out. Anytime, doesn't matter what universe you're in, anytime there's a fight between superheroes and supervillains, there's massive wide city destruction. Number two, superheroes involving themselves in matters that have nothing to do with them, that directly violates the law. Like, for example, if, say, the gas station down the street was getting robbed, and you and I put on masks and we went to stop it, they'd arrest us too. Because, that's what the police are for. Like, we're normal civilians, like, unless it's a situation that directly involves you and you're defending, like, yourself or your property,
Yeah.
like, you can't just go around policing criminals unless you're an actual police officer.
Right.
So, for the record, all superheroes are criminals. Technically speaking, all superheroes are criminals. Dude, look at that. There's, like, a lot of people joining.
Like 3 or 4 of here.
No, yeah, but if you look at the comment section,
yeah.
like, they're in and out, but... What was the point I was getting at, though? So, yeah, so they're all criminals. I think what happened after, because Civil War takes place after the Age of Ultron, and Age of Ultron was bad. Remember, they destroyed a whole city. They caused the death of Quicksilver. Jarvis died too, and, like, all these, Wanda went through some shit, and all these horrible things happened. And keep in mind, it was all Tony and Banner. Stark and Banner, they were the ones who built Ultron. And, it was mainly Stark's idea. Stark had the idea, and he went to Banner for help.
Yeah.
And so I think what happened in Civil War is that... What does it say? Oh, never mind. But what happened in Civil War is that Stark grew fearful because of his past mistakes with Ultron. Because Ultron was, like, probably his biggest mistake, because literally everything that happened in that movie, the deaths of millions in that city and whatnot, like, there's even a scene in the beginning of Civil War where some lady walks up to Stark and she was like, "You indirectly killed my son."
Yeah. By the way, she was from Luke Cage. I think I forgot what character she played in Luke Cage.
Oh, really?
Yeah, So that was a Defenders little crossover right there.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
I did not know that.
Mhm.
But, like, and you can tell that in that scene, Stark feels very visibly guilty. So I think that another reason why he sided with the Democratic government is out of guilt and out of fear. which is never a good time to make a decision. I mean, I'm not gonna say too much on this live stream, but you know this, that there was a girl recently that I almost had a problem with out of fear, if you know what I'm talking about.
Yep.
Never make decisions when you're scared, in fear. Never make decisions out of fear, and never make decisions out of guilt either. Those are like the worst things to make decisions. But also, during Civil War, notice how everyone on Captain America's side, they're basically in this together because they believe in, like, no, we don't want to get monitored by the government because, like, they know that the government's fucking corrupted.
Right.
And they were right, by the way, because at the end of Civil War, they find out that the government's being controlled by Hydra.
Well, that was, like, in The Winter Soldier. That was, like, 2014.
Well, yeah, but they were still controlling it. Like, remember when Steve and Bucky go to whatever that place was in the mountains, and then Iron Man catches up to them, and that's when Iron Man found out.
Oh,
that,
that's right. Yeah.
Yeah. So, and like in that scene, we find out that Hydra was controlling Shield. Hydra was controlling the government. Hydra was controlling and corrupting a lot of shit. Similarly, this is a real life parallel to how Israel controls the U.S.
Right.
Like it's a literal. Like if you look at it, it's a parallel.
Yep, and how the Zionists control everything too. Yep.
Exactly, and I can't go too much into that without catching a restriction, but I'm gonna do an Israel episode. That might be when I put out the Israel episode. That might be the end of the Adonis podcast, because that's like the one thing that you don't criticize unless you like want your head cut off or whatever.
Yeah, of course. But you know they control everything.
Yeah, exactly. Like they're not doing themselves any favors because they put in all this. Like, listen, you can make fun of any other race, religion, sex. You criticize them, they will literally start making up excuses to arrest you. They'll ban your platform. They'll slander your name. Then it's like, you guys doing this, is literally proving our points. Mind you, Israel is probably the worst country in the world right now. Every nation hates them. Trump even admitted, Trump has finally turned on Israel. Yeah. And he even admitted that if there was if it wasn't for him, like if it wasn't for the U.S., Israel wouldn't even exist. And I think that's why people turned on Trump too, because people knew this already, that like without the U.S., Israel wouldn't exist to cause all these problems, because every single country in the world hates Israel. The reason why Israel didn't get destroyed by the other countries is because America was standing in the way.
Yeah.
Otherwise, Israel would have been gone.
Yeah.
And so, but back to Civil War. This is another parallel between the real world and the Marvel universe. Is Iron Man. Okay, Iron Man is like the Democratic side, right? He prefers the government, and his side of the team is a complete mess, much like the liberal Democratic side here in America. Because everyone on Captain America's side is in it for the same reason, more or less. But everyone, like, they even call in people, like, they call in Ant-Man, like, Falcon, they call in Falcon, they call in Ant-Man, they call in, who else do they call in? Oh, yeah, they call in Wanda. Like, everyone basically willingly came in because they were like, hey, we believe in Steve's mission, so we're going to help Steve.
Yeah.
But in the Iron Man side, first of all, Iron Man recruited a 14-year-old. That's got to be child endangerment. What do the liberals do all the time? Child endangerment. Black Panther was only on Iron Man's side because he wanted to kill Bucky. He wasn't even there because he believed in what was going on. He didn't even care what was going on. He just wanted revenge. He was literally only there for revenge.
Yeah.
Black Widow, I don't even know why she was there, because she switched sides at the end. I think she was just pressured by, because she grew up literally being a government agent her entire career. So that's probably why she was on Iron Man's side. But you could tell, like, throughout the movie she was conflicted, because like she's Steve's friend, but she works for the government, and she eventually ended up turning on them. Yeah. War Machine, number one, he's a military veteran, so he's going to side with the government no matter what, and he's also Tony's best friend, so it's a guarantee that, like, he's literally Iron Man's sidekick. He's gonna side with them.
Right.
Spider-Man didn't know what was going on. He was just excited to do some heroing.
Right.
And he was a 14-year-old kid. Spider-Man didn't know what the fuck was going on.
Right. He was like, yeah, I can't believe that. That's like exactly why Tony just fucking picked him.
Yeah, Tony, bro, that was low-key horrible on Tony's part. Because I know later on in the MCU, Tony basically becomes like his father figure or whatever. But bro, Tony literally picked him because he knew that Peter had no clue what was going on and Peter would be excited to make a name for himself.
Right.
So that was shady and manipulative of Tony. Much like the Democrats in real life. The Democrats in real life are literally like that. They will lie to you, they will manipulate you, they will promise you things. You'll get your moment in the spotlight if you do this. And they don't tell you half of what's going on.
Well, so who do you think out of the Avengers, like registered Democrat and Republican? Do you think Tony Stark is a Democrat?
Well, I think it's safe to say that everyone on Captain America's side would be registered a Republican. I think Black Widow, I'm honestly not sure because it seems like she's against the government in a lot of cases, but then like she also works for them. So I'm not sure who she would vote for. I feel like maybe she like go Republican, but she's secretly Republican but pretends to be Democrat. I'm honestly not sure with her. Now with Iron Man's side, I feel like Spider-Man would be Republican because he's a vigilante. I mean, he keeps his identity hidden and all that, so he'd definitely be Republican. Iron Man's obviously a Democrat. War Machine is a Democrat. Black Panther lives in another country, so his vote does not matter.
Yeah.
So he's literally the king of another country. Like in his country, there is no Democrat or Republican. It's I'm the king. You do what I say, or else.
Right.
So
but you know what's so funny? It's like back when Black Panther came out, I think it was Candace Owens was like, Black Panther is MAGA because they talk about, they don't like open borders. They want their borders to be closed,
Well, they want their borders to be closed. They literally have Wakanda invisible to the world.
Right.
Because you know what happened? It's happened numerous times in the comics and it's happened throughout the MCU movies. When people find out about Wakanda and they find out it's a real place, they go there to rob the place.
Right.
Because they want the Black Panther's power. That it wasn't, we're against immigrants or whatever. Like, bro, people often complain that Black Panther is, like, political. When I watched the movie, I didn't think it was political at all. I think it did a very good job introducing and maintaining African culture because, after all, the film is set in Africa. So I felt like that was very realistic. And it's about a king, so obviously there's a monarchy. And about this whole, he'd be MAGA because of open borders and whatnot. I'm like, bro, he was... First of all, America is the only country with the idea that you can just show up with no papers and get in for free and no consequences. Like, that is something that I don't understand. Like, I saw a debate the other day, someone had a hat that says, immigrants make America great again. Like, people are trying to push this agenda so hard that we are racist for not allowing immigrants to this country. I'm like, we're not racist. Like, you can be here if you're Colombian, Mexican, Indian, we don't care. There is a legal way to do it and an illegal way to do it.
Yep.
It is not that hard of a concept to understand. And then, like, these liberals, they say, like, just deport the criminals. They're all corrupt criminals. You know why? Because they entered this country illegally.
Yeah.
They're all criminals. That's why they're all getting deported.
Yeah.
It is not that hard of a concept to understand. Like, if you can't even wrap your head around that, like, bro, I could make a whole nother podcast episode about this and talk about just how stupid you have to be to have that mentality of, like, it is not that hard of a concept to understand. If you come here legally, you'll have no problems. If you come here illegally, you'll be deported. And you should be grateful that you just get deported because in other countries, if you come there illegally, you come in on a pirate ship illegally, they'll just behead you on the spot. They won't even bother sending you back to your country. It's that whole argument is ridiculous and pointless and stupid.
Yeah.
But I feel like I'm missing someone on Team Iron Man. So we had Iron Man, War Machine, Black Widow, Spider-Man, Black Panther, Vision. Yeah, Vision is another one. Obviously, he's gonna side with Iron Man because he was built by Iron Man. By the way, Vision shouldn't even be allowed to vote because he's a robot. He was literally
Right.
born. I think he's like a year old by the time Civil War comes out. Like, he's literally a robot. He shouldn't even be allowed to vote.
Yeah.
Is there anyone else in Team Iron Man? I think. Is that all of it?
Yeah.
Okay, I got it all. And then in Captain America, I had, what was it? Captain America, Falcon, Ant-Man. Who else was there?
Bucky.
Bucky, Hawkeye. Oh, and the Scarlet Witch.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, I want to point this out about the Scarlet Witch. So, Elizabeth Olsen, the woman who plays Wanda Maximoff, she complained in an interview that she had Marvel change the Scarlet Witch's costume because her costume showed too much cleavage and it made her uncomfortable. This is why I don't like Hollywood, because these celebrities are so hypocritical.
Yeah.
First of all, Maximoff, what's her real name? Olsen, Elizabeth Olsen. Olsen has done plenty of other movies where she's done sex scenes, she's worn bras, she has worn things and done things that are much more sexual than Wanda.
Yeah.
Secondly, when I saw Civil War, and mind you, I've seen Civil War 100 times. It's one of my favorite Marvel movies. I never even noticed Wanda's cleavage until she pointed it out. Because, I mean, we live in a society where, okay, women are not covered from head to toe. It's very normal for women to show their chest, show their arms, show their shoulders, show their legs, whatever.
Yeah.
It, like, I see a woman dressed like that and I don't even think anything of it because it's so normal.
Yeah, true. That's true.
I never even noticed that you could see her cleavage until she mentioned it in that interview. Then I had to go back and look at some of her scenes. And mind you, it's very hard to notice still because they're fighting for a good portion of the movie. So like they're moving around, they're fighting. You really can't notice it. It's not that big of a deal. Also, you knew what you were wearing when you signed on to do this movie.
Right.
And let me just point out exactly how absolutely asinine her complaint was. In the Scarlet Witch, or not, I don't think Scarlet Witch has her own comic series, but in the Marvel comic series, Scarlet Witch has a much more sexualized outfit. I'm going to pull up an image.
No, yeah, I know what you're talking about, yeah.
Let's see.
I've been listening, I'm just close my eyes.
Okay, so here's one picture. So this is Scarlet Witch in one of her comic outfits. She's pretty much the only area of her that's covered is her breasts and her stomach. You can see literally everything else.
It's hot.
Yeah, it's a drawing on paper, but here's another one where she's wearing an off-the-shoulder dress, very fitting. It's like clinging onto her curves. I know there's another one. There's one outfit where I've seen where it's kind of like a spider web on her midsection. Let me see if I can find it.
I think I know what you're talking about, yeah.
I can't find it. I'll probably... Oh, no, here it is. Just found it. This is from the comics. This is a comic accurate. This is a more comic accurate outfit. Bro, she's literally wearing a thong. They had to take this out because if they would have put this, they would have had to rate the movie R. It's that sexualized that they would have had to make the movie R-rated. And there's so many other... Listen, DC and Marvel, one of the things that the comics are actually famous for is overly sexualizing their female characters. DC did it with Harley Quinn. Like, that's another thing. Margot Robbie was complaining about the thong she had to wear in Suicide Squad. But then she goes completely nude in Wolf of Wall Street, which, by the way, is a horrible movie.
For real, I don't get that. You know,
Dude, I was watching it. Every time I've watched that movie, I've turned it off. I finally watched it in completion earlier this year, and I was so mad I did. Like, it just gets, like, there's a scene where they force a guy to eat his goldfish. There's another scene where guys walk around in their underwear playing drums and whatnot. There's a lot of wokeness in the movie. Mind you, this movie came out in, like, what, 2009 or some shit? It's a very old movie. Horrible movie. The Wolf of Wall Street is one of the worst movies I've ever seen in my entire fucking life.
I never even got into it.
Oh my god, it was so bad. And then people saying like, oh, it's a good movie to learn about business. What does it teach you about business? Tell me one thing that it teaches you about
all
business.
All they do in the movie is bang fucking hookers or some shit.
Yeah, he gets with hookers and he abuses substances. That's what the whole movie is. And then it's not until the very end. Is that the movie where, I forget if it's The Wolf of Wall Street or if it's another movie where they use that tactic, sell me this pen, sell me this pen.
Right.
Well, that's stupid. That's a stupid concept. If someone comes up to you and tries to sell you a pen, it doesn't matter how they try to sell you the pen. You're not going to buy the pen. If someone came up to me and said, oh, I'm here to sell you this pen or whatever, I don't care how good of a salesman. You could be the best salesman in the world. I can steal a pen from my boss's office. And if I can't find a pen, I can buy a whole pack at Office Depot or some shit. Like, you can't, that's a stupid concept.
Right.
Like, people try to sound so smart and so much better than you by using these dumb, illogical arguments.
Right.
It's such a stupid movie. You don't learn anything. It's just, the whole movie is just a bunch of degenerates. Like, the dude literally gets arrested by the end of the movie because of all the crime he's doing.
That's crazy.
And this movie won a freaking award and whatnot. Oh my god, it's the best
award.
movie of all time. Leonardo DiCaprio, he's a great actor, even though in real life he's constantly perving on 18-year-olds and all this. And it's like, don't even get me started. The Wolf of Wall Street is a horrible movie. Horrible movie.
Yeah, if they wanted to make a fucking porno with horrible acting, they could have just made a fucking porno.
For real. For real. What was I gonna say? Okay. So, we have Scarlet Witch in a very sexualized outfit here, wearing practically nothing. This is, by the way, this is comic accurate. I'm surprised with the amount of people who get upset that the movies are not comic accurate. I'm surprised because, see, people will complain that, like, they'll complain about some stupid shit. Like,
right.
Oh, Iron Man's helmet wasn't gold enough. It's not comic accurate. Okay, so you're upset because Iron Man's helmet does not look 110% exactly like it does in the comic books. You're not gonna complain about the fact that Wanda looks sexier in the comic books than she does in the actual movie.
Sure.
Anyway, here's what she looks like in Civil War. I'm gonna pull this up. I can't find a good picture. Bro, why is Google like this? Okay, so here's a poster. This is actually an official poster from the movie. But here she is standing in front of Captain America's shield. Fully dressed. Eli.
Yeah, I know what it looks like. I know.
But, look, she's fully dressed. She's wearing pants. She's wearing boots. She's wearing a jacket on top of her normal corset. You can't even notice the cleavage. And I know that, she's turned to the side here. But I can't really find a good picture. Here's another image from Civil War. I think this is from Civil War. It says it's from Civil War. You can't see her cleavage, dude. You cannot see her cleavage at all.
I know. What about WandaVision and Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness?
Apparently they changed her outfit. I don't know what they changed because her outfit looks the same, but you cannot see her cleavage, dude. So her complaining about that is like, she was just complaining for the sake of complaining. Like, she complains about that, but then she goes to do all these other non-Marvel movies where she literally does sex scenes. It's like, what are you complaining about, dude? Like, I swear, I cannot stand Hollywood, dude. Like, there are movies that I watch. Most of the movies I watch are actually independent films. I don't watch a lot of Hollywood movies. But the movies that I do watch, I just watch it, I enjoy it, and then I carry on with my life because...
Right.
Dude, I don't watch the red carpets. I don't watch the interviews. I don't watch any of their podcasts, read any of their books, because the people in Hollywood are some of the stupidest people on the planet.
And scummy.
They are stupid. They are so disconnected from reality. It is pathetic.
Yep. I agree.
Anyway, I've been talking for pretty much this entire episode. Do you have anything you want to add on Civil War, political commentary, stuff like that?
Well, so yeah, I mean, from Cap's standpoint, from church, you agree, because even when I was a kid, I was like, man, oh, this sucks, like, the defenders are gonna get, caught up, but then it's like, oh, you know what, like, maybe can make some sort of a difference, yeah.
So are you Team Iron Man or Team Cap?
Well, Cap, when I was little, was Iron Man.
Well, the thing is, Iron Man's side has the cooler superheroes.
Right.
Which is another thing that the government tries to do. They try to entice us with cooler. I mean, look at Florida State University. It's a party school. Come to school here. You come to school here, and they are fucking corrupted as shit. They care more about an Annabelle doll than the safety of their own campus.
Right.
Because, explain to me why Phoenix Eichner committed that atrocity last year.
Mm-hmm.
And they've done nothing to up the security of their campus. But they came after me for simply walking around with an Annabelle doll. They didn't do anything to anybody. And they literally tried to break into my house. They slandered my name nonstop. They were actively looking for excuses to arrest me. I got transferred from the entire campus. And then maybe a month or so after that, Eden Deckerhoff literally got arrested and fired and trespassed because she had a physical confrontation with a guy who just so happens to be Jew.
They're getting rid of enemies of the state.
This is another example of how we know that the Israelis control everything. Because why does an FSU student listen? I've seen FSU girls, I see girls everywhere, not just at FSU, but I see girls everywhere act entitled, they act arrogant. A lot of girls basically operate with this mentality that they can say and do whatever they feel like. And they operate with this mentality because people lets them act that way.
Right.
Florida State has had that problem for a long time. I stopped talking to Florida State girls almost a year ago. I haven't spoken to any of them. Like, even when I do, like, I'm not happy because within the first 10 seconds of a conversation, I already know what kind of person she is.
Right.
So the story with Eden Deckerhoff is basically she got into a physical confrontation. She said something, I don't care about Palestine or screw Israel, something like that. I forget what she said exactly, but there was a video about it. She went viral. And then she got arrested because she assaulted the guy, apparently. The video shows her make physical contact with him. It's unclear if she was trying to push him, if she was trying to get him a drink. I don't know what she was trying to do because the camera angle was just off.
Yeah.
But this guy whined like a little bitch, went to the cops whining like a little bitch, and then they arrested her, and then they trespassed her from the entire campus, slandered her name nonstop. And then the whole city of Tallahassee started putting up billboards saying, "Stand up to Jewish hate." Bruh.
Yeah. No,
You don't see that happen with anyone else. Like, I'm not saying what she did was right. Like, obviously, one of the things that I advocate for a lot is the fact that a woman can do whatever she wants to. A woman can assault a guy and no one bats an eye.
Yeah.
And if a man does anything but to defend himself, like, he gets shamed for it. Like, if a woman were to shove me right now and I hit her, I'd get shamed for it and possibly even arrested, even though I acted out in self-defense.
Right.
But the reason why I was against that whole situation is, like, why are y'all picking and choosing who the rules apply to? Because I've seen the Florida State students act like complete hooligans. Yeah. I saw it happen. They did it to me. They tried to break into my house. They left trash on my doorstep. They did a bunch of horrible and very illegal things to me, and I went to the cops about it, and they did nothing.
All over an Annabelle doll.
Exactly. And they tried to make me look like the bad guy.
It's that the trendy train I was talking about.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever's trendy. Yeah.
What time is it? We're so good on time. So with Deckerhoff, it seems to me that the only reason why they care to do anything, because I can guarantee you, if she would have confronted that guy on anything else, they wouldn't have batted an eye. He would have gone down to the police station and they would have laughed in his face. But because he's Jewish and she's anti-Israel, they made it national news, bro. It was literally on the news. And he slandered her name for weeks. They bullied her off of social media, dude. She literally deleted her account. And then they put up billboards everywhere, standing up for Jewish hate. How come when a black person gets shot, which by the way has happened in Tallahassee numerous times, there's no billboards that says stand up to black hate? How come when there's racism, when white people are being racist, they don't put stand up to racism, stand up to white supremacy or whatever? Or even when whites are probably the most discriminated against in America right now, because everyone has this idea in their heads that if you're white, you're automatically a racist bigot. How come there's no signs saying, like, advocate for white rights or whatever? Black lives matter.
Yeah.
What about white lives? They don't matter?
That was made by George Soros, BLM. And, all that's been set up since, Trayvon and everything. It's all been a
Yeah, I don't support Black Lives Matter, because the blacks who support Black Lives Matter are the same blacks who smoke weed all day and drive recklessly and shoot each other. And I've never seen a respectable black person celebrate Black Lives Matter, actually. Every single BLM member I've ever met in my entire life has his pants sagging down halfway down his ass, and he's smoking pot in the streets. And the minute he gets arrested, whether it's because he's selling substances, or he has an unauthorized firearm, or he's just a degenerate scumbag, then he uses the excuse, oh yeah, they arrested me because the cop was arrested. The cop was racist. The cop himself was black, dude. Like what is wrong with you people?
Right.
Like, you abandon your kids. You banged a chick, and then you leave her with the kid. You abandon your kids so you can go smoke pot and gamble with the boys. Y'all shoot each other over the smallest confrontations, dude. Like, don't even get me. Like, it's just aggravating to even think about these things.
Hopefully it will get better one day, hopefully.
Well, is there anything you want to add on to here?
Not really, because I agree with you, honestly.
Yeah, but apparently I need to find more people that disagree with me.
Yeah.
I'm gonna see if... Is there anyone else live right now?
Yeah, please join.
Let's see if I can get anyone else's opinion.
Alright.
Let's see. Doesn't seem like anyone's live right now, which is...
Usually in my life, well, it's also like propaganda.
Okay, that was weird.
Hello?
What is this? Dude,
It's
get
Love
off my
Island.
podcast. No,
What?
what is this? Get
It's
out.
it's Love Island. I'm
It's
sorry.
stupid.
I'm
Leave
sorry.
my fucking live stream.
You leave. The fuck you join me.
Leave. Holy, what was that? Like I just see the screen and it's just a heartbeat. It's Love Island. Fuck out of here.
Love Island's so stupid, oh my god.
Love Island is Cocomelon for adults. Well, now I'm aggravated, so I'm gonna end it here. Anyway, thank y'all for joining. If you want to see more podcasts, head to YouTube and look up Adonis Podcasting. There's also clips on my TikTok and also on my Instagram. Bye.
Peace out.